go down in the network and content, is the VPC. If you make it star, let's say this service you are going continuously, so just make it VPC. Okay, so like this you can move to any service. Now it is in my favorite list, VPC, virtual private cloud. Okay, so Sadan, can you confirm it's recording, please? Hello. Mr. Sadanand. Okay. And yesterday we did not connect class. Okay. We just discuss on some doubts has with Salman, so we just discuss on that. So Salman is not picking the phone.
Nazima, I've started recording. Let's see. Nazima,
Ah, yes.
I have started recording.
Okay. So will you be able to share to Sadanand?
Yeah, I can. So, are you logging into Zoom as the admin or Sadanand is the admin? Because there's an option to record in Zoom also, right?
No, that cloud recording, I think we are talking about.
Oh, oh. Moderator says yes. I think he has confirmed.
Where? I did not receive. Where? Moderator. Did not yet reply. Okay. Seems away. Okay, fine. So he will record my code. So what we have today. Okay, so now in the VPC tab, we are aware about if you go to the VPC dashboard. Okay, so VPC is nothing but broader subnet. We need to create the subnet. Then under that subnet, broader subnet, you can make smaller subnet, public subnet, private subnet, dev subnet, prod subnet. Okay. Then we make a routing table. Generally, this is the default. When you create a VPC, a routing table will come automatically. So you can create a routing tables. Okay, you have that option. Then internet gateway to inbound and outbound connectivity we need internet gateway. So it is the by default. If you want, you can create. And if you want only the internet access to your instances, then you can create a NAT gateway, right? And network ACL nearest to the instance, okay? Um, it is associated with the instance, but network ACL it is associated to the whole subnet, okay? Whole subnet. So with a two layer of security, we can say. Okay, next. So now what we have, if you go down, so there some extra, we can say, tabs here. So um, egress only internet gateway, carrier gateway, DSCP option. So DSCP option is something, if you DSCP is something like in our infra. What we do is we have like switches, okay, and we will have a end host. We will have multiple computers here, computers, laptop, wireless devices, many. This is called endpoints, okay. So these endpoints, like you will have hundreds and thousands of endpoints. So every machine required an IP address to communicate in the network. So we cannot go directly and connect the provide the IP address. For that, what we use a DHCP server. DHCP. DHCP server. It is a Microsoft service. You submit on the server, and what will happen? This server all the clients. So if you go here, okay, when you say Wi-Fi, and if you right click here, properties. In the properties, okay, in the properties, if you go here in the advanced setting, not here, okay, open network and change connection, okay, in the computer, change adapter setting, and here you will see something. So let's say your laptop is connected to the cable. Right now, my PC does not connect to the LAN. So if I go to properties, okay, under IPv4 properties, okay. So here is the option. Can you see? You have a two option. Either obtain an IP address automatically. So what will happen if you have a server? So server will give the IP address, and this will become your machine will become a client. So automatically you will get a 4-digit IP address here, okay, from that particular tool. No, if you want to put the IP address manually, then you need to choose this option, right? So in organizations, so we don't generally provide manual IP addresses for the bigger organizations. So it will give from the DSCP. So this is what this service is. So DSCP option set. So here you can create DSCP servers instances, and this DSCP server will release the IP addresses for your clients. Okay, this is the option for that. Elastic IP address is something, it is used for reserving the IP address. So on that day, if you want to create a NAT gateway, so you need to allocate a elastic IP address first. Then only it will go ahead. Then what will happen? From Amazon pool, they will give you the IP address, public IP address dedicated for you, and it will start charging for you. Okay. Then manage prefix list. Prefix list is something. Um it is like a, I can say it is like a NAT, not NAT. Prefix list is like one type of control again. So from the networking point of view, which subnet can talk to which subnet, those control higher levels control, you can uh, use the prefix list. Again, it is with the like a complex type of network and all that point it is. Okay, so these are also a very advanced level of option prefix list, and you can control the subnets to subnet connectivity. Okay, so actually they have given multiple options. Okay, so it doesn't mean that we use every single option. The choices are there, and day by day they are increasing the things there. Then endpoints is okay. Now endpoint here, don't consider endpoint is something here in infra. We talk endpoint is something our computer or machines which are connected to the network, they call it the endpoint. But in AWS, endpoint is something uh, like gateway. Let's say for example, mm, you have a IGW to reach to the internet. Okay, and you have some another service. Let's say this instance want to access that service. Okay, it required internet. So let's say this internet went down. So you can define you can define endpoint for that particular service to reach out to that particular another service without internet. So this is called endpoint. So this option is provided to support you in case to avoid the dependency. Let's say IGW went down, internet gone. Okay, so how this service will communicate to another service? So you can create endpoint for that particular service. Okay, for example, I will show you. If I say create endpoint, okay, so now endpoint for what? For AWS service, or find service by name or your marketplace. So if I say AWS service, so let me say VPC. Okay, for the VPC, now if you look at here, uh, app integration, app stream, app workspace. So okay, so one example I will give you. So if you look at these options, AWS SageMaker US East Studio 1, Air Workflow, app integration. So these all are related to the application stuffs and all. Athena, then CloudTrail. CloudTrail is something you will get a logs there. Okay. So if suppose your network, something happened to your network, okay, in the AWS. So your instance will not send anything to the CloudTrail. So if you create the endpoint for the CloudTrail, so what will happen? It will not dependent on your internet. Okay. So what I have given CloudTrail and the entire VPC you can choose whatever the VPC you have. And here, which subnet you can check mark the subnet. Right now, default it check all the subnets. So what does it mean? That endpoint is something, it is sending all these subnets, and each subnet you will have multiple instances. So those instances will send a logs to CloudTrail with the endpoint. So endpoint is something regardless of dependency. Okay, you can create a endpoint security group also here. So this is what endpoint is something, mostly it used for applications Okay, some higher application will be required one service to another service. So in that case, we create the endpoints. Okay, endpoint. So here, like again, it comes under networking only. So it is like to avoid the dependency with others. So every service we don't create the endpoint, but some application which required some dependency. So on that endpoint is there. Okay. See, this is something new came endpoint services. So even I haven't used this endpoint services. What is this? So if you want to see what is this, just go to the info. Okay. See, you can create your own application in your VPC and configure it in AWS private link power services. Other AWS portal can be created, blah 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 blah. So if you want to see more detail about this service, new service of AWS, you can go and read it, and they will provide you beautiful document. What is this and why it is used? See, gateway load balancing and this stuffs. Okay, so it doesn't mean every service we use, but if we want to become a doctor in that, so we need to aware, because in every week there are some new services are enhanced. Okay, then NAT gateway, we aware NAT gateway is something which is mostly used new things to give your instance access to the internet, right? Then we have peering connection. This is something, okay, this is very important. So you have one VPC here and one VPC here in another, let's say, another region. This is US East. Let's say this is US West. If you want connection between, if you want this VPC instance talk to this VPC instance, then you need to create a peering. So this is the old technology, peering, VPC peering. Old technology means I can say some like 1 or 2 years, till 1 or 2 years back, this peering was used to connect two VPCs. Okay, so we need to go and create a VPC peering between two VPCs. Okay, but they still given this option, but now this peering is completely replaced by this setting, transit gateway. So we are going to see the transit gateway. So now the peering is something old one, and it has some challenges which got fixed by transit gateway. Okay, so if you look at this option, the virtual cloud, virtual private cloud, so these many options are there. In the security tab, you already aware network ACL and security. Okay, reachability analyzer. So this is something again related to
Nadim bhai,
uh-huh.
we have to do the ACL lab, right?
ACL lab.
Mm-hmm.
Network ACL lab we did in our last class.
Not really complete. Because at the end of the class, I think we.
No, no, no. If you mm, look at our last class, what we did, we opened the security group, any,
Right.
okay, and we control our RDP access, ping access from the directly network ACL.
Let me just. Maybe I missed that video. I
Um,
followed till NAT.
yeah, after NAT,
NAT and Elastic EP. One video was uploaded saying on July
exactly,
29th. It is
exactly. After that,
NAT.
yeah, after that we have taken the network ACL lab. You can go and watch that. So I think, yeah, because these all like if you want to do a network ACL lab, so what we did, we created one VPC, one public subnet, one routing table in that. So within one, yeah, I have taken a separate lecture for this network ACL. If you can look at our video, maybe the last or last but so network ECL, we security group. You need to open the
Yes,
security group and then do the network ECL.
sure. So,
Just try it. Yeah.
yeah, I'll check with Sadanand which class was it,
Okay.
because the latest I could see on this YouTube was the July 29.
I think
Sadanand, you there?
that only that is only the class. So just go.
The one that says Elastic IP, it doesn't have, it doesn't cover ACL. So after that, I don't know. Let's see. No problem. We'll talk to
The,
Sadanand and we'll check.
no, no. I think he uploaded all the videos. So we have just have a look on that. Maybe 29 30 Friday we have taken class, right? Maybe the 30, the last lecture I have taken. It was